Stop. Do not scroll past this frequency. You have been running, searching for a sign, and now the universe itself has paused to deliver this message directly to your soul. Do not let the numbness of your routine rob you of this divine appointment. I'm speaking to you, the one who feels like they are walking through a dense, suffocating fog. I am the voice that whispers in the silence of your midnight tears. And today, I am breaking that silence with a command of love. This is not a video you stumbled upon. It is a summons from the throne of grace. You were about to give up, weren't you? You were about to let the coldness of this world extinguish the last flickering ember of your hope. But I am here to tell you that the fire is not gone. It is merely hidden beneath the weight of your exhaustion. Before I reveal the blessing coming to you, declare your presence. Type, "I am here, Lord," or 7007, to open the gates of heaven and let me know your spirit is awake. I see the war you are fighting within your own mind. I see the enemy's attempt to make you numb, to make you indifferent to the miracles I have placed in your path. This numbness is a cage, a deceptive shield you built to protect yourself from further pain, but it has become the very thing that keeps my light from reaching the depths of your heart. If you turn me off now, your spirit will go numb again, drifting back into that gray wasteland where nothing grows and nothing heals. This is a warning frame, a boundary I'm drawing around your life today. This moment is a sacred decree, a spiritual intervention designed to pull you out of the quicksand of despair. You are not just a spectator. You are the chosen one, and your destiny is too heavy to be carried by a heart that no longer feels. Join this family of believers and press the like button to signal your agreement with heaven. When you subscribe, you are telling the universe that you are ready for a consistent rhythm of protection and peace. Why now? Why this exact second as you sit there with a heavy heart and a weary mind? Because you are at the threshold. You are at the breaking point where human strength ends and my divine power begins. The world has tried to convince you that you are behind, that you are lost, that you are a failure. But I tell you, you are being built in the dark. Every moment of silence you endured, every unanswered prayer you thought fell on deaf ears, was a stone being laid in the foundation of your future glory. You are standing at the intersection of a breakdown and a breakthrough, and I have intercepted your path to ensure you do not take the wrong turn. This is the hour of your visitation. The atmosphere is shifting around you even as you hear these words. The doors that were locked are beginning to groan under the weight of my favor. Do not look away. Do not retreat into the safety of your sorrow. The miracle you have been crying out for is not just coming. It is already here, waiting for you to acknowledge its presence and step into the light of my promise. Listen closely, my beloved, for I am about to lay out the blueprint of your restoration. Do not let your attention wander or your heart grow impatient, for every word I speak is a seed of life specifically engineered to bear fruit in your desert. If you stay with me until the final echo of this message, I promise you 5 pillars of restoration that will rebuild the shattered walls of your soul. The first is an atmospheric peace that surpasses all human understanding. Even now, I'm sweeping through the room where you sit, driving out the spirits of chaos, noise, and anxiety that have made your home their dwelling place. You will feel a literal weight lifting from your chest, a cooling oil pouring over your frantic thoughts. This peace is not a temporary emotion. It is the very environment of my presence settling upon you, creating a sacred sanctuary where you can finally breathe again. When you remain in this space with me, you are not just listening to words. You are being rearranged by the architect of the stars, and the turbulence of your life is being commanded to be still. As this peace settles, the second pillar, mental clarity, will begin to pierce through the thick, suffocating fog that has clouded your judgment for months. No longer will you second-guess your every move or feel paralyzed by the overwhelming complexity of your circumstances. I am sharpening your focus and silencing the static of the world so that you can hear my whisper with absolute precision. Along with this clarity comes the third pillar, emotional resuscitation. I know you have felt dead inside a hollow shell, going through the motions just to survive the day. I'm breathing life back into your dormant heart, melting the ice of bitterness and allowing you to feel joy, compassion, and hope once more. You were not created to be a machine of sorrow, but a vessel of vibrance. The fourth pillar is the activation of an invisible shield around you and your household. I am stationing my heavenly hosts at your gates, intercepting the arrows of slander, lack, and sickness before they can even graze your skin. You are being enclosed in a divine perimeter where the enemy's influence cannot penetrate, for you are mine, and I am a jealous protector of my own. Finally, the fifth pillar, I promise you, is a divine strategy for the next 24 hours. I will not leave you wandering in the dark, wondering what your next move should be. By the end of this encounter, I will whisper into your spirit a specific practical step, a tactical key that will unlock a door you thought was rusted shut forever. This is not a vague or distant hope, but a direct maneuver from the throne room of heaven designed for your immediate situation. Stay with me, for the process of your healing is delicate and requires your total surrender to this moment. I am redeeming every second of your suffering and turning your hidden scars into credentials of spiritual power. This is the covenant I make with you today. If you do not turn away, if you refuse to let the world distract you, you will not leave this moment as the same person who entered it. The restoration of your life has already begun, and the foundations of your new beginning are being laid in the silence of this very second. Trust my timing and my heart, for I am the God who makes all things new, and I'm starting that work within you right now. I have watched you through the long hours of the night when sleep is a stranger and the silence feels like a heavy blanket of lead. I see the way you carry yourself, the chronic tightness in your shoulders and the persistent ache in your neck, as if you are supporting the entire world on your own. You are exhausted to the very marrow of your bones, yet when you close your eyes, your mind refuses to rest. You wake up more tired than when you lay down, trapped in a cycle of fatigue that coffee cannot cure and vacations cannot fix. Your appetite has faded, or perhaps you find yourself reaching for comfort in food just to dull the sharp edges of your stress. This physical heaviness is not just a result of hard work. It is the weight of a spiritual mantle that has become burdened by the debris of 1,000 battles you fought in secret. You feel as though your very cells are crying out for a reprieve that never comes, and you wonder how much longer this vessel can hold together before it shatters under the pressure of your calling. Beneath the surface of your daily interactions, there is a hollow echoing in your soul that frightens you. You have learned to wear the mask of okay so well that no one suspects the void you feel when the lights go out. You find yourself retreating from crowds, feeling a strange, sudden anxiety in places that used to feel safe. There is a part of you that simply wants to vanish, to go to a place where no one knows your name and no one expects anything from you. You feel as though you are being watched by eyes that do not wish you well, a heavy negative gaze that follows you into your private moments. Even when you achieve a small victory, the joy is fleeting, replaced almost instantly by a sense of impending doom or the question of when the other shoe will drop. This desire to disappear is not a wish for death, but a desperate cry for a transformation you do not yet know how to name. You are tired of being the strong one, tired of being the pillar, tired of being the one everyone leans on while you have nowhere to lay your own head. In the quietest corners of your heart, you have begun to fear that I have forgotten you. Your prayers, once vibrant and full of fire, now feel like stones thrown into a bottomless well, making no sound as they fall. You try to reach for my hand, but the distance feels immeasurable and the heavens seem like brass above your head. You find yourself stuck in a loop of frustration where you come so close to the finish line only to see the prize snatched away at the very last second. It is a cycle of almost a pattern of nearly, and it has left your spirit bruised and cynical. You see others moving forward with ease while you are tethered to the same old shadows, fighting the same old demons that you thought you had conquered years ago. This spiritual dryness is the most painful symptom of all, for without the sense of my presence, the world becomes a cold and meaningless place. You feel isolated not just from people, but from the very source of your life, wandering in a desert where the manna has seemingly run dry. I see the way people have treated you, my chosen one. I see the misunderstandings that have isolated you, the way your kindness has been weaponized against you by those you trusted. You have been the bridge for so many to cross into their own blessings, yet you find yourself standing alone on the shore when the celebration begins. You are often the target of unprovoked hostility, sensing the envy and the hidden daggers in the words of those who should be your allies. It feels as though you are a magnet for the broken, but when you are the one who is breaking, the room goes silent. This social isolation is not a punishment, though it feels like a prison. It is a pruning, a separation that I have allowed to protect the sacred seed within you from being trampled by those who cannot perceive its value. You have been used, sidelined, and forgotten by men, but you are being remembered by the King of Kings. The very people who walked away from you are the ones who will eventually witness the glory I'm about to manifest through your life. Understand this truth today and let it sink into the depths of your being. These symptoms, the heavy shoulders, the mental fog, the spiritual silence, and the social isolation are not your identity. They are signals. They are the groaning of a soul that has outgrown its current season. You are not breaking. You are being dismantled so that I can rebuild you into something more powerful than you ever imagined. Like a seed that must rot in the dark before the sprout can pierce the earth, you are in the middle of a holy transition. The pressure you feel is the atmosphere of your next level, pressing against the limitations of your current life. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a warrior in training, and these pains are the growing pains of a destiny that is far larger than your current capacity. Do not mistake the darkness for the end. It is merely the womb of your new beginning. You are being refined in the fire because you are gold, not because you are trash. This is the anatomy of a tired, chosen one, but it is also the precursor to a resurrection that will leave the world in awe. I want you to look at the numbness you have been feeling, not as a flaw, but as a mechanism you built to survive. In the heat of the battles you've endured, you constructed a wall of stone around your heart, thinking it would keep the pain away. You thought that if you stopped feeling, you would stop hurting. But my child, the armor that keeps out the arrows also keeps out the sunlight. This numbness is a temporary shield that has overstayed its welcome, and it is now acting as a barrier to the blessings I'm trying to pour into your life. You have been living in a state of spiritual hibernation, but I am here to wake you up. I am here to tell you that you no longer need that heavy, cold shell. I am your shield. I am your fortress. You do not need to be made of stone to be safe. You need to be made of spirit to be free. The very numbness you use to survive is the very thing that is blocking the warmth of my presence from reaching the core of your being. It is time to let the walls crumble so that the river of my grace can flow through you once again. You have spent so much energy fighting against people, against the co-workers who whispered behind your back, the family members who misunderstood your intentions, and the friends who walked away when things got difficult. But I tell you today, you have been aiming at the wrong target. We fight patterns, not people. The individuals who hurt you were often just vessels for a cycle of lack, rejection, and bitterness that has been trying to claim your lineage for generations. When you focus your anger on the person, you remain tethered to the pain. But when you recognize the pattern, you gain the power to break it. I am calling you to look higher. See the recurring loops of disappointment not as personal failures, but as spiritual structures that are being dismantled right now. Stop being bitter at the hands that struck you. Look instead at the spirit that moved them and realize that I am using even their animosity to push you toward your true destiny. What they meant for your destruction, I am reframing as your development. As you stand in this moment of revelation, you must examine the open doors in your life, those tiny cracks in your soul, created by unforgiveness, old fears, and the residue of past traumas. These doors allow the cold winds of the enemy to enter your sanctuary. You have been carrying the weight of what if, and if only allowing the guilt of yesterday to take up space that belongs to the confidence of today. I say to you, I have already forgiven you. Do not agree with the guilt. I say to you, you are well supplied. Do not agree with the lack. There are residues of old seasons clinging to your garments, but I am the divine fire that consumes all that is not of me. It is time to seal these doors with the blood of the promise. You cannot walk into a new room while you are still holding the handle of the old one. Let go of the resentment that has become a familiar companion. Let go of the fear that tells you tomorrow will be just like yesterday. I am making all things new, but you must be willing to leave the old things behind. Now I am asking you to perform an act of faith to signal your readiness to be covered by my presence. This is the moment where your spirit comes into agreement with my decree. Do not stay silent in the face of this transformation. Type this now in the comments, "Divine fire, cover me now." This is not just a comment on a screen. This is a seal you are placing upon your soul. It is a declaration to the spiritual realm that you are under my protection, and that the old patterns are officially broken. As you do this, tap the like button. This is your gesture of agreement with the heavens. Agreement releases momentum. When you align your will with mine, the resistance of the enemy begins to melt like wax before a flame. By doing this, you are telling the universe that you are no longer a victim of your past, but a participant in your miracle. Feel the shift beginning in your atmosphere. The doors are closing on your sorrow, and the gates are swinging wide for your restoration. Your words are authority, and today you are speaking life. My precious one, come closer and receive the armaments of the Spirit, for the battle you are in cannot be won with earthly strength or human logic. I am handing you a shield forged in the fires of eternity, and its foundation is my promise to the broken. Hear me now, I heal the broken-hearted, and I bind up their wounds. These are not merely poetic words meant to soothe a passing sadness. They are a divine guarantee, a spiritual law that governs the restoration of your soul. I see the fractures in your heart that no human eye can perceive. The hairline cracks caused by years of disappointment, and the deep, jagged gashes left by those who betrayed your trust. You have tried to bandage these wounds yourself, with distractions, with work, and with the silence of your own endurance. But a bandage cannot heal what requires a transformation. Today, I am moving beyond the surface to the very core of your pain. I am not just a spectator of your sorrow. I am the great physician who is stepping into the operating room of your life to perform a miracle of reconstruction. Understand that my word is not just a comfort, it is a surgical instrument. It is living and active, sharper than any double-edged sword. And today, I am using it as a scalpel. There are areas of your heart that have become necrotic from holding on to the rot of the past, resentment that has turned into poison, and trauma that has formed a hard protective callus around your spirit. My scalpel goes deeper than any therapist's couch or any doctor's diagnosis. It reaches into the joints and marrow, into the hidden places where you stored the shame you thought you had hidden from me. I am cutting away the dead weight. I'm removing the toxic residue of old words that were spoken over you, the labels of worthless, unwanted, and not enough. As I cut, it may feel uncomfortable, for the light of truth often stings before it heals. But know that my hands are steady and my heart is full of love. I'm not wounding you. I'm wounding the thing that is trying to kill you so that you may finally live in the fullness of your calling. This healing is not a single event, but a holy process, and that is why I am leading you through the mechanism of the 7 rounds of fire. You might ask why you must pass through the flame 7 times, and I tell you it is for the perfection and completion of your freedom. 7 is the number of my divine finish, and each round of fire is designed to incinerate a specific layer of the enemy's influence. 1 layer of fire burns away the surface fog. Another melts the generational chains. Another consumes the spirit of delay. You have been through fires before that were meant to destroy you, but this fire is different. This is my fire, the fire of the Holy Spirit that purifies the gold and leaves the dross behind. You are being upgraded. Your shield is being reinforced. As we prepare to enter the deep deliverance of these 7 rounds, know that I am with you in the furnace. I did not bring you this far to leave you to the flames. I brought you here to make you fireproof. Prepare your spirit, for the scalpel has done its work, and now the fire is ready to seal your victory forever. Look up, higher. I am calling your gaze away from the dust of your circumstances and toward the majesty of my throne. For too long you have been staring at the giants in your land, measuring your weakness against their strength. You have been focused on the red numbers in your bank account, the silence of your phone, and the shadows of your past. But I tell you today, whatever you focus on, you give power to. When you look at your problems, they grow larger. When you look at me, they become like grasshoppers in the sight of the King of Kings. Lift your chin, my beloved. I'm not in the pit with your problems. I'm above the storm, and I'm pulling you up to sit with me in heavenly places. The perspective from the ground is one of defeat, but the perspective from the heights is one of absolute victory. Stop trying to find the solution in the dirt where the enemy crawls. Your help comes from above. As you shift your focus, now feel the physical sensation of your neck straightening and your heart expanding. For the weight of the world is not yours to carry when your eyes are fixed on the one who holds the world in his hands. Now, I command you to release the illusion of control that has been strangling your peace. You have been white-knuckling your life, trying to manipulate outcomes, trying to force doors open, and trying to protect yourself from every possible disaster. This need for control is a heavy yoke that was never meant for your neck. It is a burden that produces only anxiety and exhaustion. Today, I'm asking you to let go. Open your hands and allow the fragments of your plans to fall into my palm. Yielding is not a sign of weakness. It is the highest form of spiritual strength. It is a posture that says, Holy Spirit, I am not in charge, you are. When you surrender your control, you invite my sovereignty to move on your behalf. I can do more in 1 second of my favor than you can do in a lifetime of your striving. Trust my timing. If a door has closed, it is because I am protecting you from a room that was too small for your destiny. If a path has been blocked, it is because I have a better route prepared. Release the how and the when, and simply rest in the who. I am the waymaker, and I am currently carving a path through your wilderness that you cannot yet see. You must understand your true position in this battle. You are not a victim begging for crumbs at the table of life. You are the chosen one, an heir to the kingdom and a warrior of light. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from victory. The territory that has been stolen from you, your joy, your health, your purpose, and your prosperity is not gone forever. It is merely occupied, and today we are reclaiming it. Stop speaking like a prisoner and start speaking like a ruler. Your words carry the weight of my authority when you align them with my truth. You are not being punished. You are being trained for a level of influence that requires a refined character and a steady spirit. The trials you have faced were not meant to break you, but to strip away the false identities you clung to, so that your true royal nature could emerge. Stand tall in your spiritual identity. You are covered by the blood sealed by the Spirit and backed by the armies of heaven. As you align yourself vertically with my heart, the horizontal problems of this world will begin to lose their grip. You're taking your territory back, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit. The atmosphere has been prepared, and now the fire must fall. We begin the first round of divine fire, breaking the fog of survival. I see you, my child, walking through life as if you are moving through thick gray mud. You have been in survival mode for so long that you have forgotten what it feels like to truly live. You wake up with a sense of dread, wondering how you will make it through the next 8 hours. This fog of lethargy, this spirit of just getting by, is a cloud sent by the enemy to dim your vision and drain your strength. It makes you feel sluggish, heavy, and disconnected from the beauty around you. But right now, my fire is piercing that fog. I declare a breaking of the survival mentality. You were not created to just survive. You were created to thrive. Feel the heat of my presence burning away the haze in your mind. The heaviness is lifting. The gray is turning to gold. I command the spirit of survival to leave your atmosphere now. Take a deep breath and feel the clarity returning to your soul. Again, I say the fog is gone. It is finished. We move now into the second round, cleansing hidden wounds. I am going into the deep cellar of your heart, into the rooms you have locked and haven't entered in years. I see the wounds of your childhood, the words that were whispered that made you feel small, the moments of neglect that made you feel invisible. I see the betrayal from those who were supposed to protect you. These wounds have been festering beneath the surface, leaking poison into your current relationships and your self-image. My fire is not here to hurt you, but to cauterize these ancient gashes. I am cleansing the residue of the tears you cried in secret. I'm removing the hooks of rejection that have kept you tethered to the people who didn't know your value. Feel the warmth of my hand touching those jagged places. The sting is leaving. The inflammation of your spirit is subsiding. You are being washed in the fire of my love, and those old scars are no longer your definition. They are becoming the ground where my power is revealed. The third round of fire is falling now to dismantle the shield of silence. You have lived in a fortress of isolation, believing that if you didn't speak your pain, it couldn't touch you. You have been the strong one for so long that you've forgotten how to be vulnerable, even with me. This silence is not a shield. It is a gag that has kept your testimony from being heard. It has made you feel like you are on an island surrounded by people who know your face, but do not know your soul. Right now, my fire is melting the chains of toxic silence. I am breaking the spirit of loneliness that whispers that no one understands. I am opening your throat and your heart. I am giving you the courage to speak your truth and to ask for what you need. The walls are coming down. You are no longer alone in the dark. I am here, and I am bringing others into your life who will see you, hear you, and walk with you. The shield of silence is shattered, replaced by the garment of praise and the power of connection. Before we proceed to the remaining layers of your freedom, we must seal what has already been done. Do not let these words pass over you like a summer breeze. Let them settle into your bones as a divine decree. Type it again in the comments right now. No door is open to fear. Your words are authority, and by typing this, you are locking the gates against the spirit of survival and the shadows of your past. Do not be silent. Your declaration is your weapon. Press the like button. Now let this shield reach others who are battling in silence. Let the algorithm of this world be overtaken by the rhythm of heaven. And if you have not already subscribed to this family, this is your new rhythm, protection, clarity, and peace every day. We are building a community of warriors who refuse to go numb. By subscribing, you are planting your flag in the ground and saying, I belong to the light. The fourth round of fire is now accelerating, evicting the spirit of delay. I see the projects that have been stalled, the dreams that have been on hold for years, and the opportunities that seem to vanish right before you could grasp them. You have been stuck in a waiting room that felt more like a prison. This is the work of the spirit of delay, a thief that tries to steal your time and exhaust your patience until you give up on the promise. But my fire is a consuming fire for every hindrance. I am burning the red tape that has bound your progress. I'm removing the obstacles that were placed in your way by those who envied your calling. The season of almost is over. I am accelerating your timeline. What should have taken 10 years, I will do in 10 months. The wheels are beginning to turn. The momentum of heaven is behind you now. Every stolen hour is being restored, and every delayed blessing is coming with interest. The spirit of delay is evicted from your life in my mighty name. Now let the 5th round of fire penetrate your physical being, biological restoration. I'm speaking to your nervous system, which has been frayed by years of high-alert living. I'm speaking to your cells, which have carried the vibration of stress and trauma. My fire is flowing through your bloodstream, through your bone marrow, and into your DNA. I'm resetting your internal clock so that you can sleep with the peace of a child. I'm commanding the cortisol levels to drop and the healing hormones to rise. I see the fatigue that has made your limbs feel like lead. I'm replacing it with a supernatural energy that comes from the spirit. I'm healing the digestion that has been ruined by anxiety. I'm touching the parts of your body that you have neglected. This is not just a spiritual touch. It is a physical overhaul. You are being restored from the inside out. Your youth is being renewed like the eagle's. Feel the warmth spreading through your body. It is the heat of my restorative power making you whole. The 6th round of fire is deepening, severing generational residue. You have been fighting battles that didn't start with you. You have seen the patterns of addiction, poverty, divorce, and depression repeating in your bloodline like a haunting melody. You wondered if you were destined to end up like those who came before you. But I tell you, the cycle stops with you. My fire is a sword that is severing the spiritual cords connecting you to the failures of your ancestors. You are a new creation. You carry a different bloodline now, the bloodline of the King. I am burning away the inherited fears and the family curses that have tried to claim your future. You are not bound by the limitations of your father or the sorrows of your mother. I am wiping the slate clean. From this moment on, your children and your children's children will inherit a legacy of favor, strength, and abundance. The old roots are burned, the new vine is being planted. You are the one who breaks the chain. Finally, we reach the 7th round, Destiny Ignition. This is the fire that does not just clean, it empowers. I am blowing upon the embers of the dreams I placed in you before the foundation of the world. You have felt a holy discontent, a sense that you were made for something more, but you didn't have the strength to reach for it. My fire is igniting that passion now. I am burning away the fear of man and the fear of failure. I am putting a yes in your spirit that is louder than every no the world has ever given you. This fire is your purpose catching flame. It is the boldness to step out into the deep. It is the creativity that has been dormant. You are being launched into your destiny with a velocity that will surprise even you. The fire of my spirit is your engine, and my word is your compass. You are no longer just a survivor. You are a pioneer, a leader, and a light bearer. The 7th fire has fallen, and your true life has begun. Now, my beloved, the fire has finished its holy work of purging and dismantling. The smoke is clearing, and in its place, I am bringing a stillness that your soul has long craved. I want you to take a slow, deep breath right now, not a shallow breath of survival, but a deep breath of my spirit. Inhale my authority, pulling into your lungs the very life force of the Creator. Hold it for a moment, letting it saturate every cell, and as you breathe out, exhale the residue of the struggle. Exhale the ash of the old cycles. Exhale the ghost of the fatigue that once haunted your steps. This is a neurological calm, a divine reset for your brain and your nerves. I am smoothing out the jagged edges of your thoughts. I am quietening the internal alarms that have been ringing for years. Feel your heart rate slow to a steady, rhythmic cadence of trust. You are safe. You are held. The war is over, and the peace of the palace is now becoming the peace of your heart. Imagine now a precious aromatic oil being poured from the golden vials of heaven, touching the crown of your head and flowing down with a gentle, soothing warmth. This is the oil of joy, for mourning the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. It flows over your forehead, erasing the lines of worry. It flows over your eyes, allowing them to rest in the beauty of my presence. It trickles down your shoulders, melting away the last remnants of the weight you tried to carry alone. This oil is not just a feeling. It is a spiritual substance that seals the healing we have done today. It fills every crack and crevice that the fire has cleaned. Where there was a wound, there is now an anointing. Where there was emptiness, there is now a fragrant fullness. You can smell the scent of my garden in your own room. The atmosphere around you has been chemically altered by my grace. You are no longer breathing the polluted air of the world's anxiety. You are breathing the rarefied air of my sanctuary. Understand this truth. This peace is not a fleeting emotion that will vanish when you turn away from this message. It is your new atmosphere. It is the permanent climate of your life as a chosen one. Just as a fish is surrounded by the ocean, you are now surrounded by the peace of the living God. This peace is a sentinel, a guard that stands at the door of your mind and refuses entry to any thought of lack or fear. When you walk into a room, the peace within you will change the atmosphere of that room. You are no longer a victim of your environment. You are the carrier of the kingdom's tranquility. This neurological calm is my gift to you so that you can think with the mind of Christ, create with the imagination of the Spirit, and love with the heart of the Father. Rest in this. Bathe in this. Let it soak into the very fabric of your being. You have been through the fire, and now you have arrived at the cool waters of my restoration. Peace is your portion now and forever. I declare today that the tides have turned in your favor, and the current that once pulled you out to sea is now bringing your ship safely to shore, laden with the treasures of a new season. What the enemy designed to be your destruction, I have reframed as the very fuel for your elevation. You have endured a long night of loss and perceived failure, but I am the God of the reversal. I'm stepping into the courtroom of your life right now to overturn every unjust verdict that has been whispered against you in the dark. Everything that was stolen from you every year, consumed by the locusts of grief, every ounce of health drained by stress, and every resource scattered by the spirit of lack is being returned to you. It is not returning as it was. It is returning with the interest of heaven, multiplied and sanctified for your future. I am your vindicator, and I am making sure that the very hands that tried to hold you down will be the ones that witness your lifting. The numbness you once felt was not a sign of your end, but a hardening of your armor for the weight of the glory to come. I have taken the coldness that tried to freeze your heart, and I have converted it into a spiritual sharpness that will allow you to sense my presence more keenly than ever before. You will find that your discernment is heightened. You will hear my whisper in the quietest moments and see my hand in the smallest details. The pain that once meant to silence you has been transformed into a voice of authority. You are emerging from your hidden season, but you are not the same person who entered it. You have been built in the shadows, fortified in the silence, and promoted in the secret place. While the world thought you were stagnant, I was merely stabilizing your foundation so that you could support the massive blessing I'm about to release upon your house. This is the hour of your sudden provision. I'm opening doors that no man can shut and closing paths that would lead you back into the desert, Because you remained faithful when the sky was brass and the earth was iron, I'm now releasing a momentum that will accelerate your progress beyond your wildest dreams. You are no longer a victim of your circumstances. You are a victor gathering the spoils of a war you thought you were losing. The lessons you learned in the fire are now the credentials of your new level. I am turning your mourning into dancing and your ashes into a crown of beauty. Your life is becoming a living testimony of my power to redeem, to restore, and to reward those who wait on me. Stand firm in your new territory, for the reversal is complete and your restoration is absolute. The spoils of the battle are yours to keep, and the victory is mine to seal. You are no longer the person who started this journey. The one who walked into this moment with heavy feet and a clouded mind has been laid to rest in the fire of my presence. I have stripped away the label of victim that you wore like a tattered cloak for so many years. You were never meant to be a casualty of this life. You were meant to be a commander of its peace. Today, I am breathing into you a new identity. You are a warrior of peace, a chosen one who carries the very breath of the Creator in your lungs. When you speak, your words no longer carry the hollow vibration of fear, but the solid weight of divine authority. When you walk, your footsteps do not falter. They establish the kingdom of heaven on the ground where you stand. You are covered by the blood of the promise, and your name is written in the stars as a victor. Do not look back at the shadow of who you used to be, for that person no longer exists in my sight. You have been upgraded from the inside out, and the power that raised the stars is now the power that sustains your spirit. With this identity, upgrade comes a sacred responsibility. I've opened the gate of your cage and invited you into the vastness of my favor, but you must choose to stay out of the enclosure. The enemy will try to call you back to the familiar darkness of your old sorrows, whispering that you are not worthy of this light or that your healing is temporary. He will try to tempt you with the comfort of your old numbness, but I warn you, do not go back. Do not squeeze your spirit into a container that was built for a smaller, broken version of yourself. You carry the scepter of authority now. If the spirit of lack tries to knock on your door, answer it with the decree of my abundance. If the spirit of heaviness tries to sit on your chest, stand up in the power of my joy. You are the architect of your atmosphere now. Walk with your head held high, not in pride, but in the quiet confidence of a child who knows their father is the king. The bars of the old prison are broken, and the sky is your new home. This is your new reality. Live in it, breathe in it, and never settle for being a victim again. You are my warrior, and your peace is your weapon. Now that the fire has passed and the oil has been poured, you must become a wise steward of your restoration. You have been a reservoir that everyone drank from until you were dry, but I am teaching you to be a fountain that flows from its own fullness. The first step in your wisdom walk is strategic rest. Do not mistake rest for laziness. It is a holy act of trust. I command you to carve out moments of silence where the world cannot reach you, for it is in the quiet that my voice becomes the loudest. Alongside this, you must build high walls around your peace. There are people in your life who are drawn to your light only to extinguish it with their own darkness. You must learn to say no without the burden of guilt. Your energy is a sacred resource, not a public commodity. Disconnect from the voices that drain you and the drama that does not belong to you. By setting these boundaries, you are telling the universe that you value the miracle I have just performed in your soul. You are not being selfish. You are being sacrificial toward the purpose I have placed within you. In these coming 7 days, you must be the gatekeeper of your eyes and ears. Your spirit is like soft clay, right now, newly softened and easily molded by the atmosphere you choose to inhabit. Filter your input with divine precision. Avoid the noise of mindless negativity. the poison of gossip and the shadows of entertainment that celebrate sorrow or fear. Fill your space with sounds that align with my frequency, with melodies of worship, with words of truth, and with the heavy, beautiful silence of my presence. I also want you to practice the rhythm of the short decree. Every hour, no matter where you are, take 10 seconds to breathe deeply and whisper, "I am covered, I am clear, I am yours." This simple anchor will keep you vertically aligned when the horizontal world tries to pull you back into the fog. And remember, my child, I created your body as a temple of the Holy Spirit. If the years of weight you have carried have left deep marks on your physical form, do not hesitate to seek the wisdom of those I have gifted with the skill of healing. True spiritual maturity knows when to lean directly on the Father and when to utilize the earthly tools I have provided for your recovery. Walk in this wisdom and your victory will not be a fleeting moment, but a lasting legacy. Beloved, the transaction is complete. The court of heaven has adjourned, and the verdict is in your favor. I have watched you traverse the fire, and I have seen you emerge not as ash, but as refined gold. The old version of you is dead and buried, and the new life I have breathed into you is eternal. Every chain that once bound your ankles has been shattered beyond repair. Every tear you sowed in sorrow has been harvested in joy. It is done. It is finished. My peace is not a temporary visitor, it is your permanent resident. The numbness has been replaced by my living fire, and the silence has been replaced by my clear guiding voice. You are standing on holy ground, and the path ahead of you is illuminated by the glory of my presence. Do not look back at the ruins of your past, for I am making all things new in this very moment. Now it is time to place the final seal upon this prophecy so that the thief cannot steal what has been planted. This is your last act of faith in this encounter. Seal this blessing into your life now and forever. Type it in the comments one last time, "It is done. My future is guarded." By doing this, you are locking this transformation into your reality. Subscribe what God started here. He will continue. Press the like button as a final signal of your agreement with my decree. Walk out from this moment with your head held high, for you are the chosen one and your authority is absolute. Go in peace, for I am with you, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against the victory we have established here today. Walk in authority, for you are mine. Do not let this moment be a solitary island in the sea of your life. The flame we have ignited today is precious, and like any holy fire, it must be guarded with vigilance and fed with truth. To ensure that the spirit of numbness does not find a way back through the cracks of your old thinking, you must continue this journey of transformation. There is a specific wisdom you need now to protect the gates of your mind from the subtle whispers of the enemy that seek to reclaim what I have just liberated. Do not stop here. To protect the fire we have just lit, I invite you to step immediately into the next message, where I will reveal the secrets of guarding your mental fortress and maintaining the clarity I have restored to you. I have already prepared the next step of your spiritual training, and the momentum we have built together must not be broken. Meet me there in the next video, and let us continue to build the life of power and purpose you were destined for. Your journey toward ultimate restoration has only just begun, and I am walking every step of the way with you. As the sound of this world begins to fade back into the background and you return to the rhythm of your day, carry this stillness within you like a hidden treasure. The words I've spoken to you are not fleeting echoes that vanish with the wind. They are eternal anchors forged in the heart of my love to hold your soul steady. Let the lingering peace of my presence wrap around you now like a warm, thick mantle, reminding you in every heartbeat that you are never, ever alone. In the silence of your room, in the noise of the marketplace, and in the challenges of the hours to come, remember that I am the very breath in your lungs and the unshakable strength in your bones. The fog has been lifted, The chains have been shattered, and the light of my favor is here to stay. Rest now in safety, or walk now in power, knowing that the Creator of the universe is watching over every hair on your head with infinite tenderness. My love is the invisible shield you wear, and my grace is the solid ground upon which you stand. There is no height, no depth, and no distance that can ever separate us again. Take this peace with you as you go, and let it be the light that leads others out of their own darkness. You are my masterpiece, my warrior, and my beloved child. I'm so proud of the courage you have shown today. I am with you, always.